Back to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to do in-app purchases for your React Native app, like both in-app purchases for consumable, non-consumable product, as well as I will show you how to do subscription based purchasing as well inside your app. So yeah, let's get started. So first thing what you will have to do, just create a normal React Native app, add some privacy policy to your app, and go to Play Store and just deploy it to internal testing. Once you deploy, like, you will have to fill out all those for mandatory details like your app name, description, screenshots, those kind of stuff, because in-app purchases can only be tested once you have deployed your app to Play Store, like internal testing. You don't have to make it public, just deploy it to internal testing. Also this video will be only for Android, because for iOS I can't afford $99. So if any one of you already have a subscription to Apple App Store Connect, like, and if you want to partner up, do let me know on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Brave Evidence, or you can find it on my YouTube homepage as well, a link to my Twitter profile. Anyways, let's get started. So once you have deployed your app to internal testing, it should be available for you for like within 5 to 10 minutes or maybe half an hour. It won't take 2 days for it to become available. And once you do that, you will have to go to testers and make sure you add this kind of a group, like a Gmail account with testing access and licensed testers auto generated. Like, the name of the group I think is mandatory. Just to be on the safer side, I have followed whatever is specified in the documentation, and within these two groups you can add your Gmail account or your testers account, whoever is going to test your app. Now you can test your app from your local setup as well, but at least one version of your app should be deployed to internal testing of Google Play Store, of Google Play Console, sorry. And then you can make changes to your app. And if you are a developer, like most of you might be, then you can directly install your app through React Native CLI or via Android Studio. So that's the first thing. Next, once you have deployed your app, what you will have to do is like, just create a React Native project, and of course I will be using the new architecture for this. So for Android, what you have to do, just go to once you have created a React Native project, just go to Android/Gradle.properties, and you have to make this as true. I have already done that. App products and subscriptions, what you will have to do, so here you can see I have already added two in-app products, right? So in-app products are of two types, consumable and non-consumable product. I will get back to that on what that is exactly. But to add a product, you will have to go to monetize products, in-app products, then just click on create product, and here you can add anything, like any product ID. But be careful, like whatever you have added, you will have to remember a name for that. So if you see over in my code, where is it, in-app billing module, so I have added something like this. So this is my package name, like my Android package name, followed by some like counter 6. It can be anything. You just you don't have to add counter 6. Like, you can add anything, whatever makes sense for your product ID, but do make sure you remember the product ID, because I have added this counter 5, counter 4 for my internal testing. That's why this is counter 6. Next, the name can be anything. You can write something like counter, then give some description as well, counter, and you can then set a price template as well. So I have already have this, so I will just make this as 7. Then you can set price manually, or if you want, so I'll just set as 1 2 3, apply prices, and here you can click on save. Once you click on save, the product is still not activated. You just have to click on the activate button as well. Then the product will be activated. So I already have the product, so I won't add any more products. I will just delete this, but you will have to add one product at least. And here you can see this is my product ID for this one, counter, and this is for timer. Okay, so if I show you, so this is for timer, which you can see over here. Again, you have to remember the product ID. Yeah? Next, for adding subscription, it is similar. Just go to subscription, create subscription, give some same product ID, just like your Android package name dot some subscription, but make sure it is only 40 characters. So if your package name is too long, then you can just add some subscription, like my subscription or whatever makes sense to you for product ID, and give some subscription name, click create, and it will ask you for setting price, all that stuff. So here as you can see, I've already created a subscription as well. Okay, So that's the other thing. Next thing, I will also show you important stuff, like, so in-app purchases are digital content like one-time products or subscription. It can't be real products. So one-time products can be consumable products like game currencies which lives in a game, and non-consumable products are like premium feature or ad free feature. So if you see over here in-app products, so the counter which you are seeing, that is a consumable product for me. Like in the play console, you can't differentiate between a consumable and a non-consumable product. You have to differentiate that in a code. So I will show you that as well. The only difference between consumable and non-consumable product code wise is the way you acknowledge that particular product. Okay, so yeah, consumable product is something like game currency which the user can use in your game, and non-consumable products are like premium feature or going ad free on your device. Also, one more thing, while you are publishing your app, there is an option which Google asks you, like whether your app is a paid app or a free app. I think you should make it free app. Like I have made it my app as free app, because if it is a paid app, I'm not sure whether you can add in-app products or in-app products, or those subscriptions. I could be wrong. I mean, you can do your own research, but most apps are free nowadays. Like very few are paid apps. And what are subscription? They are like kind of free trial, introductory pricing, grace period, price change, upgrade and downgrade. Now, as I have already told you, while deploying it to internal testing, you have to add privacy policy to your app, otherwise your app will get rejected. Also, don't just rely on this video tutorial. Make sure you refer this documentation as well. Like once you go through my video, you will get a better idea of it, and the documentation will start making more sense to you. So that's one thing. There is also like yeah, you can check this link out as well. Here they have only specified how to add testers, and there are 3 repos also which they have created. So if you want a sample repo for better understanding, you can check out this sample repo as well. So firstly, I will show you guys an output. So once you add in-app products on Google Play Console, don't go. So suppose if you have a backend server as well, don't go to your backend server and manually type those in-app products ID and what their price is. That is a wrong way of doing things. So what we will do is, once we add our products to in-app in Google Play Console, we will fetch those product details via the Google Play in-app billing library. Then once we fetch those details, then you can synchronize with your backend server. Because what will happen, suppose tomorrow if you change your product price or product ID, you might completely forgot to change it on the server side. And also there are some details which you can't directly get from your Play Console. You have to call the in-app billing library, like subscription offer details, purchase token, those kind of stuff. So you can't directly hard code your details in server side. Also, so yeah, enough. Like I will just show you guys the output. So here is my running device, and what I have done is that here you can see, like, this is a flat list, and currently I only have 3 items. So the title for this subscription was subscription, title for that consumable product was counter, and title for this was timer. So if I so I'm fetching all these details from the Google Play Console, and for displaying I'm just displaying the name, but there are other details as well. So firstly, if I click on subscription, here you can see that it starts opening that Play billing library, and this is a test card. So yeah, like this is not real money, but once you deploy it to production, that would be real money. So I will just click on subscribe, and here you can see success. Like I'm sending a success message once a product subscription has been purchased. So once any product or subscription has been purchased, we have to acknowledge it as well. Once you have acknowledged it, then only I am giving a success message. Now if I click on subscription again, here you can see error. So which is correct, right? Because we have already purchased this subscription. Now the user can cancel his subscription as well. So if I go to manage subscription, I will go to test. I can cancel subscription. The reason why I am showing you this is that once a user cancels a subscription, it's impossible for you to know whether the user has cancelled a subscription or not via the app. Okay, so if I click on subscription again, you can see that I can buy the subscription again. Okay, so I will tell you how to know whether once the user has cancelled a subscription. But for in-app products like consumable, non-consumable product, the user can't cancel it once they have purchased it. So I will go to counter, I will purchase it. So here you can see payment is successful. Similarly I will do for timer as well. I will buy it, and here you can see. Now if I click on timer again, you can see that you already own this item. Okay, so how to know whether the user has cancelled a subscription or not? It is impossible to know it on the client side or on the app side. There is no API for it, so you have to integrate Google Play Developer API on your server side as well, and I won't be showing that in this video. If you are interested, do let me know in the comments. If I get few hundred comments, then only I will do it. So here you can see like this real-time developer notification. So you will have to inform your backend developer to integrate this. And if you see like cancel, so here you can see subscription cancel. So the backend will check whether the subscription was cancelled or not. If yes, then you can call the like you might be calling your backend API any which ways, right? So if your subscription is cancelled, then you can hide the feature and ask the user to subscribe again. So I want to make that very clear. Okay, so this is done. Now I have also shown you the output. So let's start with the coding part. So firstly, once you create a React Native application, the most important thing which I want to tell you guys is go to your build, which you have to do. Once you go to the build.gradle of Android, make sure you are using Kotlin version at least 1.8.20. that's what I am using. Next, again, like I told you guys, is you can just search for new arc enabled. So here inside gradle.properties, you have to make this as true. Next, I will be following this documentation of creating turbo native modules, and I will be copying a lot of code from this. So if you want, you can just keep this documentation as a reference. So as following the documentation, so first you will have to create a folder called RTN my in-app billing. So this can be anything. Next, inside that you will have to create a file called package.json. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs. The only thing changes this name over here, this name over here, this name over here, and this name over here. Next, you have to create a JS folder. Inside that I have created the TypeScript file. Again, the naming matters depending on what your folder name is. Again, I have copy pasted everything from the documentation. The only thing changes this get all products. So this will help us to fetch all the products which you have added in your Play console, like all the in-app products as well as the subscription which you have added. And once we fetch it, we will send it to the React Native side. And inside purchase product, we will once you want to purchase any subscription or a in-app product, we will just send the ID to the native side, and it will help us to purchase that particular product. And this name has been changed, everything else remains the same. Next, inside Android, I have created this build.gradle file. So first create this ignore this .gradle and .idea, like these are auto generated files. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs. The only thing changes this Gradle version. Now if you are watching this in future, the Gradle version might have changed, so it's better to check Maven Central on what is the latest version of Gradle is. Next, I have added this apply plugin Kotlin Android, and I am using compile SDK version 33. Again, the namespace has been changed to whatever your package name is, and here like the package name which you have defined it over here. Next, I have added this Kotlin standardly because I want to use Kotlin. Next, you have to add this billing client library, so in-app billing library, which help us to purchase all in-app products and subscription as well as to get their details. Then here I have added this lifecycle runtime as well because I want to make use of coroutines. That is done. Then you have to create a folder structure called src main java com and whatever is your package name. So mine in RTN in-app billing, which you can see over here. Inside that you have to first create a my in-app billing package.kt. Again, this I have been copied from docs, only this name has been changed, and this file we will create soon. My in-app billing module, my in-app billing module, my in-app billing module, my in-app and my in-app billing module. Then I have created an extension class as well because this is how we get error messages in case if there is something wrong from the Google Play billing library or something, like user is not able to purchase the item, billing is unavailable, network error. So here you can like write in a better way, like billing is unavailable. I have just like took a shortcut way of not proper error messages, but here you can just write proper error messages over here. Okay, and if none of this satisfy, then something went wrong, because we will use this extension function many a times. Next comes the main part of my in-app billing module. So first you can just copy paste all this imports. Now I will show you how the items look like. So once you have added a particular product inside in-app console, so this is how these are all the details which it gives. Now this, don't copy these values, this will differ from user to user and product to product. So I'm just giving you a gist. So you will get a title, you will get a name, you will get a product type, description, then product ID, then this one time purchase offer details, subscription offer details, which I told you, right? You won't get this in Play Console, so don't try to hard code this inside your server. You should like once you get this detail inside your app, then you should send it to your server. So these are these product details, and what I'm doing, I'm just sending this particular name on the React Native side, but I'm storing this inside a list on the native side as well, which I will show you in a bit. And once you purchase any particular subscription or in-app products, then the output looks something like this. You get all this purchase details, like a token, purchase state, whether it is acknowledged or not, the signature, account identifier, purchase JSON. So purchase JSON is important. Like from the purchase JSON we get this product ID, like depending on what exactly, which helps us to identify what item the user has purchased. Then there is this purchase state, purchase payload, purchase auto renewing, order ID, package name, time, quantity, purchase product, all this kind of stuff. Now here also you get this product ID, but like I am not using this because it provides a list of product ID, purchase product. That's why I have decided not to use this and go with purchase JSON. But if you want, you can use that, but be careful that it is a list, so you might get multiple things. So here you can see we have created this module. Again, this has been copied from docs, this has been copied from docs, and here we are like extending this billing client state listener as well as this lifecycle event listener, which is from React Native as well. Now here, this is the important thing, right? So this whatever you have added inside your Play Console, make sure you use those same ID as well. Don't copy paste my IDs, otherwise they will never work for you. So the product ID you can copy paste from your Play Console. That is the only thing which you can copy. So if you remember, I had two products in my Play Console. So if you go to my Play Console, here you can see this is the product ID, and if you want the full product ID, you can just go inside over here and you will get this entire product ID, which you can copy paste over here. Over here, this is for non-consumable and this is for subscription. So here you can see I'm making this counter 6 as consumable. I will show you what is exactly the difference between consumable and non-consumable. Next, we are creating a variable for our billing client, and here in this list I am storing all the product details. So once we fetch it from Google Play Console, and this title list I am just storing the name of the products which we have added inside our Play Console, and this title list will be sent back to React Native side though. So inside the flat list you were seeing those names, right? Subscription, counter, timer, those would be stored inside this title. And this I have created a lifecycle because I am using coroutines. Then first I am adding a lifecycle event listener. This will be called once any particular item is purchased. Okay, so I won't show you this for now, otherwise you will get confused. We will come back to this later. Here I am initializing our billing client. So this is how it is, and here again I have copied this from docs, and this should be your name name of your folder name, like whatever is your folder. So if you remember, we have added this two methods, get all products and purchase product, inside our TypeScript file. So we have to override this. So once get all products is called, I am just clearing out our list and calling the start connection. Okay, so ignore this purchase product for now as well. So once you call the start connection, either of these two methods are called. So if the network is proper, everything is proper from the user side, then this method is called. If there is something wrong with the network, then this method is called, and we will have to retry again and again. So like for retrying, I'm just adding this, but in the documentation they have said that implement your own retry logic. I'm not sure what else we can do. So once suppose everything is okay from the user side and billing setup finished is called, Then what we are doing is we are calling the query products and query purchases method. So query products will get us all the details of product which we have added in Google Play Console, and query purchase, what will it help us to do is that suppose a user has purchased a product like a subscription, and as soon as he purchased that subscription, his network went down. So the query purchase will help us to identify next time when the user come back to our app, that to identify a purchase which has not been acknowledged. If you don't acknowledge a purchase within 2 to 3 days, the amount which the user has given for your subscription or in-app product will be refunded back to the user. Okay, so be careful with. And there is something called query user history. I'm not using that. I found it pretty useless, but like I have written the implementation below, so if you are curious, maybe you can use it. Again, the query user history won't give you whether the user has cancelled a subscription or not. Like I told you, you have to implement a backend server for this. And if something goes wrong, I'm just displaying a toast message, but if you want, you can give a callback to your React Native side as well. So here you can see the query product method is called, and inside query products I have defined another method. So first we have 3 products, right? 1 subscription and 2 in-app products. So I'm just passing those, like those IDs over here, and again over here you have to define, like this is a subscription, that's why I'm using subs, but these are in-app products, that's why I'm using in-app. If you want, you can use a for loop as well if you have too many products. And inside query products, here you can see that I am using this thing, like again I have copy pasted this from documentation. All it does is that it will help us to fetch the product details, which you can see over here. So we are fetching this query product details over here. Once we fetch all the details, and if the response code is okay, what I'm doing is I'm adding all the list to our product detail list. Okay, and I'm also adding the only the name to our title list, and here you can see I'm sending it back to the React Native side. Okay, also like to do check if user was if purchase was cancelled by user, like you did it. So I have already told you, if the purchase has been cancelled by the user, then you might have to do it on the server side. Okay, wait, I think I'm a little confused, because here we are not doing anything. Okay, it is same thing, yeah, real time notification reference. So this can be done only on the server side, same thing. Okay, so again this you have to implement by yourself, like you will have to ask your backend developer to do this. So once we get all the product details, I'm sending it back to React Native side. This will help us to populate those flat list. Then I'm also calling this query purchase. If you remember, we are calling this query purchase as well over here. So inside query purchase, we just have 2 types of, like subscription or in-app. So here if billing client is not ready, I'm just returning him back, giving a toast message. Then we are calling this query purchase param, like building it, and we are calling query purchase async. Then if everything is okay, product detail is not empty, then I'm looping over each and every product. And if you remember, I have told you we will get this JSON, purchase JSON. So it will look something like this. We will fetch the product ID from this. So if you go over here, you can see that I will get this product ID. So from that purchase, I'm getting this original JSON, and from that I'm getting this product ID. And if it is a consumable product, then I'm calling handle purchase. If it is a non-consumable product, I'm calling this acknowledge purchase. Now this will be called if the user has purchased a product, his network went down, he came back to your app later on, and then you will have to acknowledge this product. That's why we are doing all this stuff. Okay, so we are calling handle purchase. So that's the difference between consumable and non-consumable and subscription. So the way you acknowledge non-consumable and subscription is same, but the way you acknowledge a consumable product after it is purchased, it is different. So that's why I'm calling handle purchase, and this for acknowledge purchase. Now this I will come back to this as well. So here is the handle purchase. Now there is some issue with consumable product, like which I have faced. Like sometimes the issue comes, sometimes it doesn't. Like for my native Android development video, it didn't came. So I'm not sure whether it is a bug from in-app billing side, or if I am doing something wrong, because I have followed everything from the documentation. So first, like I'm checking whether the purchase has been acknowledged or not. If it is not acknowledged, then I was trying to do this stuff as well, but I have commented this out. I don't want to confuse you guys. So all in all, just read the documentation as well. So the documentation says that to acknowledge a consumable product, just call consume as async, which I am doing over here. but sometimes it doesn't work. Like the user have to the user can continuously purchase your consumable product again and again. I tried doing this as well. Like I was like, okay, let me do this, because this is how you do in non-consumable and subscription, but still this wasn't working. So that's why I decided to comment it. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not really sure why. So here, and once it is has been complete acknowledged, I'm just giving a success to the user back. If you want, you can just give a different message. What depends on you. I'm just giving this back message to React Native side. And yeah, so these are all things are commented. Also make sure okay, I will come back to this as well. No, let me tell you right now, otherwise I will forget. So make sure once the purchase has been acknowledged, you save it on your backend side as well. Okay, so be careful with that. I'm not showing you a backend stuff as well, otherwise this video would be 2 hours long. Then this is for acknowledge purchase for non-consumable and subscription products. So this is how you acknowledge it. Again, create an acknowledge params, and once everything is success, I'm again sending a success message back to the user. Otherwise I'm just displaying toast message. Again, you have to say, like send an API request to your backend. Okay, this product was successfully purchased, all that stuff. And this is for query history if you're interested. Like this is how you get the query history. So here I'm printing out all the query history. Again, I won't go into details because I'm not really using it. And here you can see on host destroy, I'm calling this end connection because you want to remove this connection as well. Now coming back to this, how to launch the in-app billing flow. So here you can see that we were calling this purchase product method, right? Once you click on particular item of a flat list, I am calling this method, and I am sending the ID for that particular ID as in the name itself. So here I am doing a find inside my product detail list to get the exact product for which the ID was sent. And here if the project found object is not null, then I'm just calling launch billing flow. Now if you go to launch billing flow, so this is the actual thing. So here you can see, so if it is a subscription ID, this code remains exactly same depending whether it is in-app products or subscription. The only change is if it is a subscription, you have to add this offer token as well. Like even this was a pain point. I wasted so much time on this, I couldn't really figure out, but thanks to a Stack Overflow post I was able to figure it out. Then here you have to generate your like build your billing flow params, and if it is ready, if it is not ready, then I am just displaying a toast message, and if it is ready, then we are calling this launch billing flow of our billing client library. And once the user has purchased a product, you will come over here, but the purchase is still not completely satisfied. That's why I'm not sending a success message back to the React Native side. The user has paid all the amount, so if you want, you can give a like some message to the client side or to your backend side. Okay, the user has purchased the product, but we still haven't acknowledged the product. So as soon as the user purchase a product, you will get a callback over here. So if you remember, I haven't shown you this method. So this purchase updated listener, so you will get a callback automatically, a callback over here once the user has purchased an item, and he might have purchased multiple items at single point of time. So here I am just looping over all the purchases. Again, I am getting the product ID which I have shown you over here to understand what item the user has purchased. And so here I am just displaying a toast message, and if it is a consumable product, same thing, handle purchase. If it is a non-consumable product, same thing, acknowledge the purchase. Okay, and here I'm just displaying toast message, but you can handle it a better way. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Read the documentation by your side. Again, I have few more things which I want to tell you guys is which I haven't covered. Okay, first, what is this to do sync with your server? Okay, so once you get data over here, all the product details, make sure you sync with your server. Okay, I was telling you at the start, right? Don't hardcode the data, product detail data. From here you will get all the data. You can send it to your server side as well. Here also you can check whether the user, I think yeah, you can check whether the user has cancelled the subscription or not, because this will be called every time you initialize this particular module. What else? So here Also, yeah, very important thing, whenever you are acknowledging a product, make sure the purchase token which you get, so here is the purchase token, make sure the purchase token hasn't been used previously. So there some hacker might try to use a purchase token of a user which is already purchased. The purchase token cannot be same for any product. The purchase token will always be unique, and that's what the documentation refers to. That's why it's better to read the documentation once you have finished going through this video. So here you can add a check, or you better send this purchase token to the backend side and check whether this purchase token was already present in on your backend or not. If yes, then do not proceed ahead with this. Say the user like, okay, this purchase token was already used, there is something fishy, something went wrong, something like that. But if this is a new purchase token, then only proceed ahead with this, like of acknowledging the product. Again, once everything has been acknowledged, you can send the purchase token to the backend, right? Okay, this is a proper purchase token. Same thing for over here as well. Check the purchase token which you get over here. If the purchase token is already present in your database, then that means something is wrong. And once everything is successful, you can send the purchase token along with all the purchase details to your backend. That's why backend is so much important in this video. In Google Play billing, you don't store it on your app side. Then what else? I think, yeah, that should be it. To do sync with your server, I already told you this. Yeah, I think that should be it. Now how to use it? So for that also, sorry, one more important step which I forgot was, once you do all this stuff is, you will have to open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, and then run this command, because we are using new architecture, right? Once you run this command, you will have to do cd dot dot, it will move you outside your React Native project, and then run this command. But in this, you will have to replace rnapp with your project name. So if you see, my project name is rnapp, that's why I'm using rnapp over here, and this is my folder name. So if you have written different folder name, use that. Then you will have to cd to Android and then run this command. So this will do code generation for your app. Once that is done, you just have to add this import. Once you add this import, here you can see inside, I have taken two states, one for product list, which will get us all the name of the products, and the second one is the result. You can make it boolean if you want to. I've just kept it string, and here I am listening for the result, and here I am listening for the product list. Okay, and I'm just given that the product list is in form of string, I'm just converting it back to an string array. So that's what I'm doing over here. And here inside use effect, you can see I'm calling get all products. As soon as this particular screen is initialized, I want to get all the products, and in return I'm removing all listeners. And here you can see I'm using a flat list. And once you press a particular item, I'm just calling purchase product, and I'm just passing the item which is the ID on the native side, and I'm just streaming that. So yeah, I think, I know this was a very long video, but this is what it is. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. If you face any issues, I will try my best to help you out. Also, if you want an iOS tutorial, again, I am not spending my $99 on this. It is what it is. If you already have any app, if you already paid $99 to Apple and want to help the community, contact me, and I would more than happy to collaborate with you and make a video out of it, so that it can help the entire community of React Native or Flutter or native iOS. I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.